Welcome back to Book Summaries channel. If you've ever felt like you're working harder than ever but still not getting things done, today's video will change the way you look at your calendar forever. We are exploring The Productivity Project by Chris Bailey, a book born from a year-long experiment where the author tested every productivity hack imaginable to find what actually works for the modern professional. Chris Bailey begins by redefining what productivity actually means in the modern world. It isn't just about doing more things faster. It is about managing three specific resources: time, energy, and attention. Most people focus solely on time management, but without energy and attention, time is essentially wasted on low-value tasks. The author explains that true productivity is the ability to accomplish what you intended to do at the start of the day. To achieve this, you must learn to balance these three pillars effectively. Throughout this chapter, we learn that being busy is not the same as being productive. High productivity comes from working on the right tasks with high intensity. The author sets the stage for his year-long experiment by emphasizing that productivity is a personal journey. He encourages readers to view their productivity as a muscle that can be trained over time. By the end of this section, it's clear that the goal is to work smarter, not longer. Understanding these three ingredients is the foundation for everything else in the book. This chapter introduces one of the most powerful and simple tools in the book, the Rule of Three. The concept is straightforward. At the beginning of each day, you decide which three things you want to have accomplished by the end of the day. This forces you to prioritize and think about what actually matters most before the chaos of emails and meetings sets in. By limiting yourself to three main objectives, you prevent the analysis paralysis that comes with a massive to-do list. The Rule of Three helps you separate high-impact tasks from the busy work that often fills our schedules. Bailey suggests applying this rule not just daily, but also on a weekly basis to maintain a long-term vision. It works because it respects the limits of our working memory and keeps our focus sharp. When you have a clear destination for your day, you are much less likely to get distracted by minor interruptions. This habit creates a sense of accomplishment because you are finishing what you set out to do. It transforms your mindset from reactive to proactive. One of the most scientific approaches in the book is finding your biological prime time, BPT. This is the time of day when you naturally have the most energy and mental clarity. For some, it is the early morning, while for others, it might be late at night. The author spent weeks tracking his energy levels every hour to identify his own BPT. Once you know when your energy peaks, you should schedule your most important and cognitively demanding tasks during those hours. Low-energy tasks like answering emails or filing paperwork should be saved for your energy troughs. This chapter argues against the one-size-fits-all advice of waking up at 5 a.m. if that isn't when your brain functions best. Managing energy is often more important than managing time because work completed during peak energy takes less time and is higher quality. By aligning your work schedule with your biology, you reduce friction and increase output. This chapter provides a step-by-step guide to tracking your energy to find your own peak hours. It's a game-changer for anyone struggling with afternoon slumps. Bailey dives into the myth of multitasking, proving that our brains are not actually capable of doing two complex things at once. What we call multitasking is actually task switching, and it comes with a high cognitive cost. Every time you switch focus, your brain loses momentum and takes time to re-engage with the original task. The author highlights how single tasking allows you to enter a flow state, where you produce your best work. This chapter encourages readers to build the attention muscle by focusing on one thing at a time for set intervals. Even minor distractions, like checking a phone, can derail productivity for much longer than the distraction itself lasted. To master single tasking, you must create an environment that minimizes interruptions. The author shares his own struggles with digital distractions and how he overcame them. By committing to one task, you improve the quality of your work and reduce stress levels. Single tasking is the primary way to manage the attention pillar of the productivity trio. It is a vital skill in an increasingly distracted world. This chapter explores the psychology behind why we put things off even when we know they are important. Bailey explains that we often view our future self as a complete stranger, which is why we're okay with burdening them with work. We procrastinate because a task is boring, frustrating, difficult, or lacks personal meaning. The author suggests several strategies to beat procrastination, such as the 15-minute rule, where you commit to working for just a short burst. Often, the hardest part of any task is simply starting, and once the friction is broken, it's easier to continue. Another strategy is to make the task more attractive or to increase the immediate cost of not doing it. Understanding the emotional triggers of procrastination is key to overcoming it. Bailey emphasizes that we shouldn't punish ourselves for procrastinating, but instead analyze why it's happening. By breaking big projects into smaller, less intimidating steps, we can trick our brains into starting earlier. This chapter provides the mental tools needed to stop waiting for the right moment to get to work. In this final section, the author connects physical health directly to mental output. He experiments with caffeine, sleep, and exercise to see how they influence his daily productivity. Sleep is presented as a non-negotiable productivity tool. Losing an hour of sleep can cost you multiple hours of productivity the next day. Exercise is shown to boost energy and focus by increasing blood flow and releasing helpful neurotransmitters. Bailey also discusses the importance of a healthy diet, specifically avoiding sugar crashes that lead to energy dips. He notes that productivity isn't just about what you do at your desk, but how you treat your body away from it. Taking breaks and disconnecting are also vital for preventing burnout and maintaining long-term energy. The author concludes that being a productivity machine requires proper maintenance of the human machine. The book ends with a reminder that productivity should serve your life, not the other way around. Real success is having the time and energy for what truly matters to you. These final insights tie the time, energy, and attention themes together into a sustainable lifestyle.